Now we come to the registration part and the login. Registration is for the new users, that is who have not registered in the eWaybill system. So eWaybill system and the e-invoicing system are single sign-on. That is, the credentials that have been created in the eWaybill system will work on the IRP portal also. So if he is a new user, like a service provider or so, he can enter his GSTN and he can proceed with registration. The registration step is very simple. The details are shown here. There is an OTP authentication for his mobile, and he can proceed to enter his username, password, and submit the details by which a login will be created. So on logging into the IRP system, you can see there are different options available. That is e-invoice, under which you can bulk upload your invoices. You can also cancel, and under reports, you can download the IRNs that you have generated for the past 2 days. Under user management, which is similar to eWaybill system, you can have multiple sub-users, so they can operate with their sub-user credentials on the IRP system. Then we have an important point, that is the API registration. This is for the onboarding on the IRP portal, that is on the production. I will explain this API registration. Also, you can create eWaybill directly from the e-invoicing system by entering based on the IRN number. So this is the bulk upload feature, wherein the user will upload the JSON file which he has created either through his Excel tool or through his ERP system. And on uploading, the validations are performed by the IRP system, and all the correct invoices, the IRNs are being generated. Incorrect invoices are returned back. So you can see here that 100 were uploaded, 90 are successfully generated, and 10 have been failed. So you can download these failed document details, and you can inspect the errors. And also for the successfully generated IRNs, you can download the JSONs, that's the signed JSONs. So this will be a zip file containing individual file for each IRN. So you can download into your system these details. And also the maximum size of the file that can be uploaded is 2 MB. As I said already, that incorrect invoices will be returned, and there is a facility to download the IRNs and signed JSONs. You can also print e-invoice based on the acknowledgement number or the IRN. This is a typical e-invoice that has been generated. You can see there is a QR code available, and also there is an IRN number. All the details of the invoice is shown here. It is the print also indicates the digital signature that has been done by the IRP. You can see that there is a digital signature on the print. There is also a cancel feature wherein you can cancel based on the acknowledgement number or IRN number. Cancellation is allowed up to 24 hours from the generation of the e-invoice. So during the cancellation, you can provide the cancel reason and submit, and the IRN gets cancelled. And also, as we said, that if already one eWaybill has been generated, IRN cannot be cancelled. First eWaybill has to be cancelled, and then IRN needs to be cancelled. So there is an option for generating eWaybill directly from the IRP system. You enter the IRN number or the acknowledgement number and enter your Part B details, and eWaybill will be generated. So this is a seamless integration between eWaybill and the IRP system, so that whenever eWaybill is generated, these are reflected directly into the eWaybill system. So whenever you are generating IRNs on the production, you should note that these are the eWaybills. If you generate, they will be there in the eWaybill system. So this is you can also print eWaybill from the IRP portal. So this is an MIS reports that can be downloaded. You also have options for bulk cancelling of IRNs and bulk generation of eWaybills from the IRP portal. So now we come to an important point, that is the modes of API integration. So as I said, there are two modes. That is, you can do direct integration of your ERP system with the e-invoicing system, and the other one is through the GSP. So when you are going for a direct integration, you need to whitelist your IPs. For that, the taxpayer needs to enter the IRP portal and provide his whitelisting IPs, which need to be whitelisted. These are Indian IPs, and a provision of 4 IPs has been given. So he will enter those 4 IPs and submit and also he has to submit the test reports stating that he has done the testing of all the APIs of the system. So once it is uploaded, the network team will scrutinize the test reports and they will whitelist the IP. If the taxpayer is coming from the GSP, then there is no need of whitelisting because the GSP would have been whitelisted. Since there are only 59 GSPs, they can directly contact NIC and they can get their IPs whitelisted by sending their test reports. So what has to be done by the taxpayer now, who is coming through the GSP? So he has to log into the IRP system and there is an option for him to select the GSP and create his credentials. As you know, for API integration, there are two sets of credentials. One is the client ID secret and the username and password. So client ID, client secret is required only if you are doing a direct integration or through the, by the direct integration and by the GSP itself. For other taxpayers, they have to create individual username and passwords. And if a taxpayer is already enabled for API through the eWaybill system, he can directly connect and the URLs or the endpoints will be provided. He needs to submit his test report and he can get started with the IRN generation. So as I said, this is the application for IP whitelisting. He will enter all the IP addresses, test report, and he will submit. This is the for the direct integration, wherein the taxpayer will enter his username and password, and also this is by the taxpayer who is coming through the GSP. He will select the GSP here, and he will enter the username, password, and register. So also there are some tools in the public domain, such as verifying of e-invoice by uploading the signed JSON. So this is an open option. Any taxpayer who has received the JSON, he can upload that signed JSON into the portal and verify the correctness of this e-invoice. Also, we have a QR code verification app, which can be downloaded from the portal. So as here you can see, there is a QR code verify app, sample signed invoice JSON. So any taxpayer who wants to understand how to verify, he can download this sample signed invoice and upload in the verify signed invoice option. He can understand the details of it. Also, we have a brief document on QR code. So there were many questions or queries raised on the QR code, like what is the size it has to be printed and what goes into the QR code, etc. So all those details are being described in this document. Sorry?
This mobile app is directly available in the iOS and Android stores, or it has to be downloaded from the website only and the user has to do something?
No. He has to, it will be downloaded by when he gives his mobile number. A link will be sent to his mobile and he can get downloaded the app. It is not on the Play Store or on the App Store.
Okay, it is not directly available. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So the public keys for verifying the signed JSON also is available here. So you can download these public keys also. So here you can see the public keys which have been generated. These are the public keys for this period. This is a digitally signed certificate. You can see the details of this invoice. This is a view of the QR code app. You'll have two options here to verify the QR code and also verify the signed invoice. For QR code, you just scan the QR code and the details of the what is there in the QR code will be displayed. Like there are 8 parameters which will be displayed here. And for verifying signed invoice, you can upload the JSON and you can see the details here on the mobile itself.